Snap. So they changed the way my stuff works, and I went live right away. I'm not supposed to be live yet. All right. Mm. Good morning, Mikey. Good morning, Nick. Okay, so I'm on your account here. What? So let me read your original message. Let me go into the Discord. Wrong Discord. All right, account takeover. All right. Hey, would it be possible to do an account takeover for me? I'm level 57, day 68, 2 to 3 key nightmare and gold 3 arena. But 2 times, we don't need to talk about that. Maybe event dungeon 20 and some hydra. I went to the ultra nightmare. Maybe event dungeon 20 and some hydra. But I still need my arena team to work so I can farm for arbiter missions. I have free gear removal. I don't think we're gonna need to use that. I don't usually do too much with I mean, we'll cross that bridge as we come to it, but it sounds like you're pretty interested in arena for your Hydra mission or your Arbiter missions. Upgrade affinity bonus to level 8. All right, so you're yeah, you're doing great. You're almost there. Nice. Where would you like me to start with? Also, hi Sky Doodle, hi Flakes, hi Hyper. So we got 1, 2, 3. Clan boss ideas. Okay. Well, good news is I'm already in your roster here. Oh, I'm willing to bet there's an easy team here. Uh, are you familiar with Deadwood Jedi's site? Do, do, do. I haven't experienced the changes in battles only clan boss. Okay, so you're not yet familiar with Deadwood Jedi's website. So Deadwood Jedi is a resource. I've got it pulled up here. I'll go back one page. And so these are all teams that are called unkillable teams. If I can explain those a little further if you need me to. But these are basically teams that will go 50 turns guaranteed if you follow the rules of the team. So this is a double Demitha team. The reason I'm just instantly going to double Demitha is because you have 2 Demithas. It's that simple. Now you would need a cleanser and a block debuffs. So what am I looking for? No, that's negative effects. That's why. Hmm. So let me research this team just a little bit further here. Okay, so you can do it without a cleanser, but you'll need a cleanser for Spirit Affinity. Now, the reason for that is Spirit Affinity does slow, I believe. They're recommending. Oh, it could be either or. Okay. Well, do you have a block debuffs then? Let's check that. Now, I'm not familiar directly with this team, but I do know. All right. I'm going to assume it needs to be on a 3-turn cooldown. That's on a 4-turn cooldown for 2 turns. All right, let me try to remember. Where's she at? I think, I don't know for sure, but I think there's maybe a better team. I don't think. Yeah, there's Borgar, or Borgar, and then there's also Ugo on a booked that's a 4-turn. Yeah, so Borgar would be the better cleanse option. Because this does book down to a 3-turn. My only concern, well, but when we get the increased speed, that makes it a little more complicated. We could turn this off, though, right? Okay, so what we're doing, just to fill you in a little bit, Deacon and Painkeeper, yeah, I noticed that just now, and I was thinking if there is another team. Um, so like, how many Painkeepers do you have? Just one right now. Okay. No, that's Maneater, right? Yeah. Ooh. I forget there's a Doomscreech version of this. No. Okay. So right now, as far as unkillable teams that I'm aware of, you have Deacon, you have Demitha. So there's a team I know very well. Deacon, Demitha, Eris, and Seeker is the big thing that you're missing for most team compositions. That I'm familiar with off the top of my head. That would be this one right here, the Myth Air comp, Demitha, Eris, Deacon, Seeker, right? Okay, this one's just called Myth Deacon. All right, here we go. I like this one. So I would go for this one a little bit more. Um, the double Demitha, you needed cleansers and block debuffs that you don't really have a good version of. This one just needs 2 additional DPS. You will need the stun to go to one of those targets, but correct. Double 310 is hard, but let's take a look at your gear. But I don't think it's impossible, if I'm being honest with you. you have really good gear. And so you're already 242 speed right there. Um, good. You already have the mastery I want. So I'm willing to bet if I was to try and go stats over sets here. Okay. Fitting room. Priority stats. Speed high. Equipped. I'm going to assume we keep the boots. So we're going to look at everything other than boots here. So this will slow me down at first, but I think speed me up later. So we'll try that on. What are these? Attack percent. Do, do, do. Yeah, probably need to farm some gear. I just kind of want to show that it's doable more than anything else, which is kind of why I'm going through this process. So obviously you wouldn't want to take anything off your nuker. I like the triple protection. I don't know if those have speed on them or not, though, is the one concern. Like, I don't know that this helmet has a lot of speed on it since it's not showing up on my list here, right? So it might be that you're... Yeah, so it has no speed on it because these ones have 9 speed, and you would gain 9 speed, right? And so it's possible that you might be better off running a different helmet and things, but there is stuff. Yeah, maybe one. Yeah, okay, that's fair. But this is a future goal for you, right? It doesn't have to be anything today. So this website, and I'm gonna link you to the other one. That's why Seeker makes this easier, by the way. If you ever pull a Seeker, you'll see that the Myth Air here, uh, the speeds are more reasonable because of Seeker. Seeker gives turn meter fill on a 3-turn cooldown, but he has an extra turn, so it's a 2-turn cooldown. Same with Deacon. So you're pumping out turn meters, so your speeds can be lower. That's why you're able to make these teams work that way. But these are potential options for you. And it's the same thing with Pain Keepers. If you get another Pain Keeper, the speeds are a little more reasonable, as you can see. And the Pain Keepers are going to basically just refresh her cooldown. Now, the double Demitha team was more reasonable for speeds. Still pretty intense, right? But a cleanser or a block debuffer. If you happen to get one of those, just these are things to remember moving forward, right? If you happen to get a cleanser or like a consistent block debuffer. By the way, I think you can do this team. I do think, now unfortunately, it has to be your 3-turn cleanser is Beauregard. I mean, I wonder if you could do it with Eris. But you'd have to compensate for the increased speed is the only thing. Because she removes one. There's your cleanse right there on a 3-turn cooldown. I'm surprised that he doesn't have a double Demitha air team. But I do believe that you can make an unkillable team with your current roster. It may be a bit of a challenge, but I do believe that you can do that. I would just keep an eye out for the champions that you pull and look for filling those out. Um, in the future. Um, because Demitha is one of the better clan boss kind of unkillable composition creators, basically. Um, Seeker really helps to make all those teams work, but I do think you'd be able to pull something off pretty decent with what you have on your roster right now. Now, what are you currently running to try and improve short-term stuff? And you said you're currently a 3-key nightmare. I'm guessing you didn't run yet today. Okay. So you run, so we go Deacon, Demitha, Wukong, Ninja, Kale. Yeah, I mean, the speed tuning is really the only issue that you're probably dealing with that is causing this team to fail because you just can't keep that Demitha block buffs up 100% of the time. Um, yeah, I don't really have any notes. Um, I would say that there is a potential here that you might get, and I say might, get more damage out of a 4-turn cooldown. I'm not sure. Yeah. So I think that something you could play with when he gets leveled and until you fully get the pieces for an unkillable team, you have more pieces than most. So another Painkeeper, a 3-turn cleanser, or an every turn cleanser like Doom Priest or Tuana Rock, something of that caliber, right? Until you get something like that, um, I like the idea of Eastland and Demitha combined. And the reason being that Demitha actually extends buffs. Um, Obviously, she doesn't uh, increase the duration of block buffs, but she can increase the duration of Eastland's ally protection, which is on a 4-turn cooldown. So you'd want it to be extended if you could, um, in order to keep it up, because it only lasts 2 turns. But if you can keep it up longer, that would help you gain the survivability that you need. Um, that's where Deacon. I wouldn't necessarily say take Deacon out, but that's where Deacon becomes a challenge because of the extra turn mechanic. He's going to run those buffs off of him. Um, and so that would be more of a killable team. That would be more of like a team that would instead of blocking damage, because here's the thing, this only works if it doesn't like, I understand, like, you don't have to go 50 turns with a Demitha block damage team, but the odds are that on the one hit that's going to kill them finally, that your block damage isn't up when that comes. So all you're doing, she's essentially in my head. And by the way, I forgot to preface this account takeover because I was running a little late. This is all my opinion. Absolutely feel free to take a look elsewhere. There's a lot of videos out there. We've already recommended Deadwood Jedi. I'm sure there's and in our Discord itself, there's a lot of advice. You've got Cheap Vodka in there, Sky Doodle. Like, we've got a lot of people that give a lot of help in our community. So feel free to get outside opinions and other opinions besides mine. But what I would say is, let's say that there's a turn, like you get 12 turns. We'll just say, I'm making up a number. It doesn't matter if it's correct. And she has block damage out. Okay. Well, turn 13, everybody is going to die, right? If you do a killable team, the block damage buys you time, kind of. So that means you don't have to run lifesteal and things like that because you're going to take less damage over the course of the fight, per se. But I do like the idea. It makes sense in my head. I'm not sure if I'm really doing it justice in my explanation, but what I'm kind of getting at is you could run an ally protector like Eastland. You have Demitha to extend the buff. You could potentially run another Demitha to fully extend it and make it a 4-turn buff. You'd have to speed tune it a little bit and then just have 2 damage dealers, and you're basically just trying to survive as long as you can and then you get the occasional block damage in there to maybe buy you an extra turn or 2. I feel like there's an easier way to build a double Demitha team than the one that they posted, by the way. You might be able to build a double Demitha team that doesn't go 50 turns, but you could still get a pretty reasonable amount of turns. I feel like, I don't know. I'm not Deadwood Jedi. I haven't tested all this stuff. That's why I refer or defer to him when it comes to unkillable teams. But if you wanted a killable team, like more of a, I don't want to say traditional, but just a team that can last maybe a couple more turns than this Demitha team, because really she's your support, she's your healer, kind of a cleanser, and blocking damage, but it's not up all the time. You could consider something along the lines of Eastland in there. I would also consider Venomage. If you're going to bring a killable team, I would bring Venomage over Sun Wukong. The reason I say that is because Venomage reduces damage by 15%. So if you're not going for a team where you're trying to take no damage, reducing the incoming damage by 15% will be helpful. That's a great idea too. Nick, I'll answer that question in 1 second. I want to comment on what Nick said. So Nick made a great suggestion about the Hell Hades optimizer. Can actually make a suggestion for a team. I don't have it on right now, but basically if you go in there and it'll give you a suggested team, and it'll say, oh yeah, so there's a bunch of people that run Renegade, Painkeeper, Demitha or something, right? And then you'll be like, oh, cool. And then you can just match their speeds, and now you have a team. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure double Demitha, there's got to be a version of that where you just are always under block damage. Because I want to say it's a 1-turn block damage, right? But it's on a 3-turn cooldown. Yeah, I don't know. I'm very cookie cutter when it comes to unkillable teams. I copy and paste what somebody else put hard work into. I will admit to that. Now let me answer your question. So you said I have some books and can do a 6-star. So what should I focus on now? Book Wukong, Eastland. Because you have the potential for an unkillable team, I'm gonna say we hold off on booking uh, Eastland, and let's see, booking Wukong. So I'm going to give you my opinion on booking Wukong and how I do it on my free to play account. So I would put books into him one at a time and try to get this fully booked and this fully booked and hopefully dodge booking this. Now, a lot of people will look at this ability and say, well, I want to increase the chance to stun, or I want to increase the damage output of his A1. And that's fine, but I don't know if you are a low spender. You've told me that much. But books are hard to come by, especially this early. That's something that you could probably do much later on. I don't think it's necessary to get the value out of Sun Wukong. For example, on my free-to-play account, I'm going to log into that very quickly. I'm going to block this out just for a second. Oh, I won't be able to do that because of RSL Helper being actually down. I didn't think about that because of the patch. So, I do think that these books on Wukong will be important for you. Now, you're doing the right things. I will say you have too much crit rate. That's because you're rocking crit rate gloves. If you're able to pull off this much crit rate, I'm willing to bet you can probably pull off crit damage gloves for a better team. I don't know if we have what your Savage gear looks like. We can take a look at that really quickly. Oh, man, I love this. The new UI. Ooh, really good piece here. Good piece here. Okay. So let's play around a little bit here in the fitting room. We're going to try this on. We're going to try this on. I'm going to leave your gloves for now. And we'll go with this one and then these speed boots. So ignore the fact that he's going to be slow right now. We're mainly focused to see, like right now, I mean, because you have crit rate gloves, right now, you're doing pretty good on crit rate. Also going to include equipped here. We're actually not far if I use these. So we would need 16% crit rate off of an attack percent chest. Okay. Now, these speeds are way low. Okay? But it's because these boots aren't leveled up. If I was to level up these boots, they're 5-star boots, you're going to get more speed. Now, your attack is lower, but only by 500. Not that bad. And your crit damage is low because these crit damage gloves are not leveled up. The key here is I'm able to get you 100% crit rate in Savage gear. No, I think they're talking about Blind Seer, not Baron. I have a question for you, Amol. Sorry, Fox Mode, for sneezing into your ears. You do have a little bit of silver. Do you feel comfortable with me leveling these pieces and getting your Sun Wukong in Savage? Okay. Now, I do have to take a piece off of your Cold Heart, and we're going to talk about that, by the way. That's not a good piece for your Cold Heart. Nice. Good roll. Crit damage there. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. All right, so now your 193 speed, your 101% crit rate, only 178% crit damage, which is not the best. I would like to see more crit damage, but I think he's going to hit harder. Now, I'm going to save this as a preset. And I know what you're probably going to see. You're probably going to look and say, well, I have way less accuracy. We're not worried about that. You do have other powerful PvP nukers. Like, Foley is a good PvP nuker that you could potentially build in the future. But I think Sun Wukong is better, in my opinion. Yes, so the accuracy is very low. But we're building him to be a nuker for right now. Also, I'm not going to do it because your silver is a little low, but I would actually take this one up. And that might even free up some crit rate. Or so you might be able to get more crit damage in the Wukong. But I kind of want to show you what he can do. So I'm going to go into Arena here. We're going to go without the preset. Let's see who you're running here. All right, running that. This is your increase attack. This is your... So I'm going to move these around a little bit. All right. And then, so increase attack, your decrease defense, and this is your secondary nuker here. Okay, let's check the speeds of everybody here. So, Deacon, very fast, high accuracy. Love to see it. Very good there. 230 speed, your increase attack champion, and then Wukong, and what's Ninja? Okay. All right. So I'm going to run this into this team just because I know I can go first. Maybe not with the Elva, but we'll see. So, if we do that, we decrease the defense. We're going to give increase attack. Whose turn meter do I want to take? She's got the highest. And then this, right now, it's not going to kill, right? And I already know that that's the case. Bro, hit Demitha. She's lower HP. Kills Demitha. Doesn't kill everybody else, okay? Now, I'm going to lose you this battle. I apologize. I was a little risky. I didn't realize you were that low. I want to refight the battle. And what I want to do now is equip the preset that I made for Sun Wukong. So just to not hurt you, because you may not like this, I am going to save your current one as a preset as well. I also want to take a look at the rings. Attack ring, yep. Crit damage. I just want to make sure that you don't have a 6-star crit damage. So this would be better, by the way. I would level this 6-star one up completely to 16. You have enough silver to probably do it, but that would get you... So this would go up to 40% crit damage, so you'd gain 7% more crit damage than this one that you're using right here. And again, you're losing more accuracy. Banners, you have an attack banner, but it doesn't have attack percent on the substat here, which I would prefer, but I would still go with it because it's a Slayer piece and you get that extra crit rate on it. You'd probably be able to change that build a little bit more as well. But let's go ahead and equip this preset right here that we made. What's up, Insidious? Okay. Oops. Now, we come into Arena. We do the same team. Nothing has changed. Everything is the same. But we're ignoring a whole bunch of defense. Increase attack. Dang. I think we're just too low on crit damage, which is annoying. And you're not booked. That too. I think if you do book him out, though, like, you're reliant. I think you're expecting that A3 to steal the buffs and stuff, but, like, Wukong can nuke. Oh, no Helm Smasher? Okay, yeah, that's a thing, too. I assumed he was fully mastered. I should look before I leap. Thank you. I apologize. Dang. I don't even know who I want to hit now. I had so much confidence. I'm about to uninstall and never play Raid Shadow Legends again. No, it won't matter on auto. I can't test it again either. If we lose this one, then it'll take you out of the current slot that you're in. They're underblocked. Yeah. All right. Oh, good. You stayed. So we can still potentially experiment with it again. Because I would feel bad if I caused you to D-rank out of there. Ah, okay. I would want kill streak. Um, no, we wouldn't want that. So yeah, you'd want to probably go these two, and then definitely Helm Smasher. So yeah, we're not ignoring as much defense as I would like there. Um, I really thought you'd be able to one-shot that team, but I might be overestimating a little bit because you are only 4,000 attack. Which we can still improve with, you know, if I did go through, I can definitely get you more attack. Not having the banner is rough too. Okay, I do apologize that I didn't give you a better performing team here. So the reason that I think, because you mentioned Arena, and I do think that a nuker build on him would be good, but one thing that you can consider is that this same preset you could place on Foley, and if you get Foley leveled up. Again, you'd want masteries and everything, right? But I really like Sun Wukong's damage output. You're also missing 20% damage from the A2 as well. Books do matter. I would probably go with a different blessing, but Phantom Touch is okay. Not gonna lie, this really makes me want to, like, with all the crisis of confidence I've been having lately, this makes me want to, like, uninstall or, like, quit my channel. But I do think you have the ability to do it. Now, if you were to take this attack banner that you have right here, that's going to give you 5% more crit rate, and we're already over the crit rate, so that would give you a 6% crit rate cushion, right? So there's not really any spot, but let's say that you had... There you go. So you could actually use these crit damage gloves. These are actually better than these ones. So if I'll just take these to 8. There you go. So these ones would upgrade to 80% crit damage. So 65 to 80, right? Yeah, but so I would recommend getting these gauntlets. I agree with everything that you're saying, by the way. These these gauntlets are just better. They're getting you more attack and they're getting you more crit damage as well as the crit rate increase, right? Which is still giving you too much crit rate. So let me do... No. Obviously, that's not the final version of the crit damage, but I'm still trying to see what happens if we can get... It doesn't have to be this banner. I actually kind of like this banner because you got the roll into the attack. It's going to slow you down by a lot more, but I think that's fine because you have so much turn meter control as it is with your team. And you'd be able to run a third option where if you're running just this one nuker. If I thought that this would make a big difference, because like even if this is like 8, no, yeah, it does give you a really big boost to your base attack. I don't remember if you had any better Savage gear. That had like high crit damage or anything. So I don't think it's necessary yet. And then there's that other crit damage neck as well that's going to get you way more crit damage out of it. So we're just looking to increase the attack and increase the crit damage. These gloves are just better, though, because you're going to get way more crit damage out of them, and you're getting more attack out of them, too. Yeah, I did see Skull Crown. Skull Crown would be a good option for PvP as well. Her A1 hits really hard. I think it's her A1. She's like an older school nuker that doesn't get talked about as much anymore. And because legendary books are going to be so rare for you, it's important for you to be able to utilize some of these underused champions. Another one, Faceless, can smack too, if I remember correctly. It's single target, but he can hit pretty hard. All right, I do want to talk about your Cold Heart though, because I just took her chest off, but I think that's better for her. All you need to do is find 2% crit rate. Yeah, okay. So you're building your Cold Heart all wrong. And the reason I say that is because you have her in attack gloves and you had her in attack chest. Cold Heart is super, super squishy. And her main damage ability is based on enemy max HP. Yes, it also says attack, but enemy max HP is the key to the damage output. What's up, Peckham? Haven't seen you in a minute. I'll give you I'm doing a takeover right now, but I'll go ahead and give you guys some time today to ask a bunch of questions and get you guys answers. But I really want to talk about Cold Heart right now because, you know, she's going to be a big part, very big investment in her already as far as masteries, books, and everything. So I want to make sure that we're utilizing Cold Heart appropriately. Now, Cold Heart is extremely squishy, sub 33 KHP. You know, like if we look at Sun Wukong, a little bit more, but has that revive ability, right? She doesn't have that revival or anything of the sort. I do see that you've got like HP here. we not have accuracy banner for her? We do, but it's 4 stars. And then yeah, see, you're probably using, well, let's see if you have a crit damage neck. Yes, you do. And it has accuracy substat. Great. This is a great neck for your Cold Heart. And again, yeah, you're going to attack on the ring. So I'm going to do another preset for you. I'm not going to level anything up because your silver is a little lower now. But I do want to give you a preset for her that I think is going to make her better. And make her a boss killer for you. So between her and Ninja, you're going to do really good against bosses. Not clan boss per se, but a lot of bosses in the dungeons. We haven't really talked about dungeons much. So whether it's either one of these pieces, obviously I said this would be better for Wukong, and I stand by that. I think this is better for Wukong. The one that's on Wukong could be good for her too. We don't even need the crit rate though. Like if you have, I'd like 6 stars though. So I'm going to do this one just because of the extra HP that it's going to bring. And then so for the chest piece, we're looking for HP or defense percent. That also gives us crit rate, crit damage, and accuracy. I forgot about the accuracy part of it. So I like this piece a lot. That's on your Eastland. So I'm going to try that one on. And remember, we only need 70% crit rate. We don't need 100% crit rate on her. 70% is the goal. And so we only need right now 2% more crit rate. And I'm wondering if there's a Slayer. Yep, there we go. And accuracy on the substat, and it's epic. So this is just better than the other one that it showed earlier. Oh, you already have 2 Slayer pieces. Okay. This is still better, by the way. That just gave you more speed. But yeah, the 5-star crit damage is what you want there. Okay, so speed, crit rate, crit damage, accuracy. Perfect. This is going to give her more survivability. We're going to get the crit rate we need, more crit damage. And we're going to get the survivability because we're creating a Defiant set. So I like this. Now, I do want her to be a lot faster than what she is right now. But we've hit our crit rate requirement. And now we're looking for crit damage and speed. So in the top 3... for 2 speed and 14 accuracy. I'm not that sure that this is worth it. It gives me more wiggle room elsewhere and keeps the set going. So, because this is a really good piece. This has all the stats you would want for a Cold Heart. So now we can lose some crit rate. I don't think I can lose 11% of crit rate, though. Take a little accuracy off and maybe bring some crit rate back. And let's see what we can get. Ooh, I really like this. Okay. So now we're getting closer to that 200%. And keep in mind, by the way, neither of your crit damage pieces are leveled at all. Right? Let's take that back off. And focus on helmets here. Obviously, we don't know what this one, the speed could be on it. I would probably go with this one for now. We're way over our crit rate, which means we do have some more wiggle room within the build to potentially get maybe higher crit damage out of something. Because we're over by 15%. But just given the gear that you currently have, this is just like the best that you could get her. Now, so right now, crit damage is 205%. We need to add 28% more to that. And then 42. Yeah. Oh, hey, it does the math for me. So 42% more. And then that's not right. It doesn't matter. Either way, you're getting up probably close, like 260, 270, maybe higher crit damage. And so, because again, attack doesn't matter, right? Her damage is based on enemy max HP. So you want crit damage. I'll save this as a preset for you. And for masteries, you've got pretty much reasonable masteries. You could also go support tree if you wanted to speed her up and get a little more accuracy for her to land the portion of her kit that decreases turn meter, right? You're saying cooldown flakes, but I think you mean the crit damage cap on Cold Heart. That the crit damage cap on Cold Heart only applies to certain levels of bosses. So, for example, if you wanted to do a stage 20 spider, I can't show you on this account, but there's no cap on stage 14. So, um, I'd have to change accounts maybe. What's your highest? There we go, stage 20. Okay, so stage 20 boss guide. You'll see like almighty immunity here, right? There's nothing in here that reduces the damage of enemy max HP. We come into Nightmare Clan Boss and we go to Boss Guide. Where is it? So his is called Infernal Resistance, but it exists on the higher difficulties of bosses in the dungeons. I may have to log on to my other account to show it. Oh, here we go. Stage 21. All right, perfect. It should be stage 21 here. Almighty Strength. So damage from skills that scale based on enemy max HP cannot exceed 10% of the boss's max HP when attacking the boss. What that means is that Coldheart has a cap here. There is no cap on stage 20 because he doesn't have that almighty strength. Also, her multipliers aren't like Newt's multipliers. So it may be harder to hit the cap on her than it is with Newt, for example. But again, with Newt on stage 20, Newt can a really well-built Newt could probably... I'm pretty sure somebody out there has a Newt that can one-shot stage 20, the boss. I'm just saying, I don't have one, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone did. A lot of times you see probably 2 Newts, and those will definitely do it. But when you get on the higher stages, and now they're more resistant to enemy max HP damage. But where are you farming? You're farming on stage 20. And right now, your farm is 3 minutes. I'm very certain that I could bring this down. Let me think of how I would do it. Oh, I don't have the build on Coldheart, and it's not finished. But if you did finish out that build on Coldheart, she is slower in this build, but I would probably bring more of your multi-hitters and ones that can do damage to the waves faster. So I would actually probably, because I would like to not take a hit. I guess we don't really have turn meter control either, but for Spider, she's going to give you a big improvement. So what are you running on Spider right now? Huh? Is this just food that you're leveling? Ah, okay. Gotcha. I don't know if this is enough turn meter control between the two of them, since this is on a 5-turn cooldown right now. Oh, thanks, Insidious. Yeah, that's a good. Thanks for supporting my thought there. Um, with this Rost, well, and then what's the other thing? I would want decreased defense too. I guess I don't need AoE decreased defense, so Ninja might be fine. This doesn't really matter. This is what I would go with, but the only downside is you don't have as much turn meter control via an A1. So one thing I would say, if you're looking to get your times down on stage 20, and I keep saying stage 20 because it's the best place for you to farm right now, I would consider, because you have not pulled an allure. Oh wait, you have Fenshi. Yeah, I would probably... This is a future thing, but don't sleep on Fenchie, um, because he does have a triple hitter with a turn meter reduction, um, on the A2 here, and that goes down to a 2-turn cooldown, which is pretty cool, right? That's not a lot of those in the game, so this is up a lot. You see, it's a 4-turn, books down to a 2-turn. So keep him in mind as an option for you to get a better speed Fire Knight farming team. And combined with Cold Heart, combined with Zekin's turn meter, your ninja damage, and I would put Loki in there. So I would, if once I'm not saying that he needs to be your next 60 or anything, but keep him in mind. You're going to get a lot of turn meter control out of this. And you should be able to just keep the Fire Knight from taking a turn. Now, I think, was Fenchie random targets, or was it targetable? So you could probably also use Fenchie on Spider as well. Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair. Yeah, you're a little bit older than me as far as the account. But getting those runs down is it would be something to consider. What else? So Hydra. You asked about Hydra. Have you ever done Hydra before? Yes. Good. Like to see it. So this is even more reason that you don't really need the block buffs on Wukong, because you have block buffs on Ugo too. So the accuracy on Wukong is even less important than what it was. I'm not saying it's not important, but I don't think that you need it as much as we may think. Yeah, I mean, this is, I think, the best team you have to offer right now, just to squeeze out the damage you need for Mithrala fragments. If you can figure out a way to get Eastland in there with the provoke on the A1, and the decreased speed here, and that's a 3-turn cooldown, I think I don't think Eastland is the best choice for this, but I think he's a reasonable choice for a Hex set. We have the decreased speed on the AoE here, so you could potentially, because you don't have a Hexer on the account as far as I can see, so putting him in a cursed set would be viable there, just for the extra chance, but also the counterattacking that he does. So he may get a lot of A1s in and potentially place Hex off the A1 if he was in a cursed set. And again, like the most important thing is this provoke on the A1 can help you provoke that the head that could be provoked. So you're thinking Eastland over Kale? I would actually say Eastland over Wukong. No, you could, yeah, you could do Eastland over Kale. That's fine. Because Wukong ultimately will hit harder than Kale will, even with poisons. I think Wukong's still gonna do more damage, especially with a dead head. He's gonna, if even in an arena build, he's gonna smoke a dead head. Plus the self revive is gonna be really handy. Um, so yeah, I think you're doing good. I like everything I see on your account. Aside from the Cold Heart build that you had, and I think that's just a very common misconception when it comes to Cold Heart, right? Because she's an attack-based nuker based on everything that you see. It's just this one little thing that says, "Oh, enemy max HP," right? Um, so she is gonna hit a lot harder for you now. I'm gonna swap over and show you how hard Cold Hearts can hit. Um, but you're gonna see a mass improvement out of your Cold Heart's damage. Um, well, Insidious, I changed his Wukong to be a much lower accuracy, so that emergency strip wouldn't be there. Because I want him to be the PvP nuker. Gotcha. Summoner's War experience. Yeah, you're doing everything right. Your speeds are great. Your your accuracy levels are high, speeds are great. Like you're using percent based gear. So, I think you're doing everything right. I do really believe in this build for your Wukong. I do believe you should book your Wukong. So 30% more damage, ignoring defense, fully crit damage, getting as much attack from the enchantments as you can, like plus ascending as well. You actually do have a lot of the base ascension stuff, so you can even potentially get attack on these three pieces, and then potentially some speed or attack, maybe some more crit damage here. I really think the big thing for you too is going to be Spider. I want to make one note for you real quick. And I think you already know it. But yeah, farm stage 10 of Spider. Because you have an increased chance at 5-star gear here. Um, and I think it's better for you there until probably like stage 16 or 20. I don't know the math on stage 16 off the top of my head. But yeah, you're doing all the right things. Oh, good. Nice. I do think you can reconsider in the future. I'm going to say this for the future. I do think you could probably reconsider your build for Ninja. So there's a thing that I don't know that you may have heard of before. And again, this is a Hell Hades thing. This is the raid stages tool. So right now, so for clan boss, nightmare, you need 255 accuracy on your ninja. You have 320. And I'm willing to bet there's probably some better. You're running an like I'd like to see an attack chest on him. And either like I think because you're running these defense percent gloves and the accuracy chest, I think you're in a position here where you're trying to find the right words. You're forcing yourself to find crit rate and crit damage on these other pieces of gear. Like high levels of crit rate. If you run like crit damage gloves or crit rate gloves, then you can find, maybe one roll into, you don't need a triple roll crit rate. Although this is a really good shield. But I would reconsider your build a little bit on. Did I say? I didn't say. I know. I don't. I don't want attack percent gloves. No, I was saying attack percent chest. Just to be clear, maybe I misspoke there. He doesn't have to be in Relentless though. This is on a 3-turn cooldown, and you get to reduce the cooldown right here. This shit's always up. And then the thing about Relentless is you're getting a lot of turns, but those turns are a lot of those turns are this. Like, Relentless is good gear. I don't know that you need it, and I certainly don't think you need it stats over sets. Right? I don't think I preach that as much these days because I am a little more endgame mentality, and I will see that you do seem to prioritize sets. It's a little less noticeable because you're using the right pieces, though, right? So you're still using speed boots. Accuracy chest on Deacon isn't terrible, but that's also way less survivability that he has in Clan Boss too. And again, for Clan Boss, you only need 250. And you've got almost 400 accuracy. Now that matters for Arena. And if that's why you have it, great. But I'm willing to bet that you can get him to be more survivable and still have the required accuracy that you want him to have for Clan Boss. Maybe not for Arena, but to be honest, you're gold 4. Not really fighting anybody that has super crazy high resistances yet. Yeah, Insidious, that's on PC as well, I believe. I'm right now playing Space Marine, though, and having a blast with that. So, like, these levels of accuracy that you're doing, if we go back to the Raid Stages tool, granted, that is for Nightmare, and I know your goal is Ultra Nightmare. So for Ultra Nightmare, it's, wait, I may have read you the wrong number. Hang on. Oh, I did. Sorry, it's 175. I misread. I was looking, so they explain this. The numbers in orange for resistance and accuracy represents the recommended value to negate the opposite effect, i.e., to ensure your debuff lands, you should have your accuracy as the number on the resistance row that is in orange. Resistance row in orange, 175. That's all you need for Nightmare. And then again, we do Ultra Nightmare, that's 250. Okay? But let's talk about Arena. The teams that you're going up against probably don't have very high resistances. A lot of them are probably speed teams, just like the one that you have built. And the only person that you're trying to land debuffs with is, honestly, Deacon. He's your decreased defense guy, right? So let's hop over, because you're familiar with the Ninja account, but I don't make as much content on my free-to-play account anymore. And so this is just more of, like, informative stuff for you. I know your account is not where my account is, but you've also you have way more gear, good gear, than anything I could have imagined having on the Ninja account. Now, I'm logging onto my free-to-play account right now. Black Myth Wukong is probably going to be one of the Game of the Year candidates. Insidious. I'm interested in it, but Space Marine, I have the itch for Warhammer 40K. I've had it for like the last couple of months, and so this is scratching that itch hard. All right. So, the main thing I wanted to do was to kind of show you a couple of the things that I had mentioned that I couldn't necessarily show you at the time. So, like, this is gold 5, obviously. Um, and so I'll do this. And then I am gonna sheep Cupidus here. And that removed that. So, I mean, obviously Stone Skin is a thing. I don't really think you're facing Stone Skin yet. But see, that's what your Wukong will be able to do. This is a tricky spot. I think I don't want to die here. There we go. Now, if we look at that Wukong and compare builds a little bit. So I do have a lot. I've got about 1,600 more attack than you. Okay? But you'll see that's really the main difference, right? 190 speed. We were in like the 170s on your account. Again, reasonable considering the level of account. But that's what Wukong is capable of doing. Now, he does have Helm Smasher. And again, this is the same build that you went with, right? My accuracy, I do run an accuracy banner, though. That's where I'm getting all of my accuracy. Okay? I'm running an attack percent chest, crit damage neck. I do have a fully empowered crit damage gloves, right? That is a little bit lucky. And I do have... Exactly. No, I know you don't. I know you don't. I'm letting you know that he still has 205 accuracy even without running a lot of the high accuracy pieces. Now, I did get lucky, and I've been farming for a lot longer than you, so I do have Savage gear that has accuracy on it. But you'll see, like, this piece right here is making the whole build because it has that accuracy percent, or the high crit rate, sorry, right? But I'm rocking these crit damage gloves with extra crit damage and attack percent ring with attack percent substat, and accuracy banner. Now, I just to point out again to you, that one shot a UDK. Granted, I had removed Stone Skin from the UDK, but I still one shot the UDK. And I just want you to understand what I'm trying to do for you on your Wukong with that build. Also, notebooks in the A1, right? I practice what I preach. Oh, Cold Heart. I wanted to show you what Cold Heart can do. Should I go to my other account for that? Probably. So I'm actually building 2 Cold Hearts right now. So this is my second Cold Heart that I've almost finished building. This Cold Heart, again, practice what I preach. 70% crit rate, 242% crit damage. Very slow. 147 speed, though. Very, very slow. Now, this is just, honestly, gear that I threw together by just leveling up gear for artifact enhancement. This is not her final form or anything. I've actually never used my Cold Heart in content on this account, which is why I said I need to go to one of my other accounts. And this isn't bragging or anything. And I know you were joking, whoever. Uh, you messaged me on Discord. I have not seen that yet. Are you Shelton Flakes? Is that what that is? Because if so, then I did see that. I just didn't have time to respond. Ooh, booking Wukong or Thor. That. How many books did you have? Because that's a tough one. That is a tough one for sure. Around 8. I would book Wukong, but I do think Thor is probably your next. I don't know about next 60, but Thor should be the next legendary investment for you. I feel like. And what you could do, if you don't feel comfortable, and it's okay if you don't. One thing I want to point out, and this is something that's been bugging me with some of the comments lately too. Not everybody plays the game the same way. People play the game differently. I'm giving recommendations on how I play the game. But before I was able to make Savage Gear work on Sun Wukong, I ran 2 nukers. Nothing wrong with that, right? I used to run Wukong and was it Wukong and I think Yakarl. But before that, it was Wukong and Kale. Because he was my best AoE nuker. Now, obviously, I have a Georgia now and a Bunny now. Like, those are all different circumstances now. But at the time, I needed the 2 nukers. Getting Wukong and Savage and even Georgian and Savage here, which Georgian's build is more like yours, where it's real kind of loose. Like, it's low attack percent. I'd like to see that him to be built a little bit better than what he is, but sorry, I was just looking to see if I had anything good. I do think that if you didn't want to build him in Savage, you can go double nuker. And I think Sun Wukong and Thor would be the nukers. Even an unbooked Thor, if he's 60, I would wait till he's 60. If he's not 60, go with your best nuker. It doesn't have to be Ninja. By the way you have Ninja built is not good for PvP nuking. I would find somebody else that you have built that has good attack and crit rate and crit damage, right? I don't know who that champion would be per se on your account. It could be your Kale. It could be your Foley if he's 60. I think Thor 60 though would be better if you wanted to run double nuker. And if you do that, then I would just go stats over sets with Wukong. And so what I would do in those circumstances would be more like this, right? So accuracy, crit rate, crit damage, reasonable amount of speed, reasonable amount of attack, right? Now, yes, I've got 4 pieces of perception, but you'll see here, these are stat pieces, right? I'm not going for sets here. So, and Gwendolyn is a special case, but stats over sets is something that I preach a lot. And again, you'll see it here, you know? I'm not building Relentless. I have this just happens to be a set, right? But I don't really care about it. It's just 40 accuracy. The one situations where you'll see me go sets over stats is when I want really high speeds, or if there's like I'm trying to create a savage build. And even here, we did savage, but now we have two pieces completely unrelated that are just really good. A 6-star attack percent with high crit rate, 6-star crit damage with attack percent substat. And so we're able to make that work, right? Again, stats over sets. This is different. That's one that I'm definitely going for. These are set-based champions, but stats over sets here. Let's see. Deacon, no. I think Seer. Oh, I just put Seer in Savage. I forgot I did that. So, yeah. There is a set here, but these are just really good stats for this particular allure. So, stats over sets for sure is what I highly recommend. Oh, that felt good. All right. I'm going to hop over one more time to the main account because that is where I will be able to show you the Cold Hearts and what they can do. Sounds good, Icky. I would also keep your eye out for a Reliquary Tender. She's a Void rare with a 3-turn cleanse, which we were talking about you needed on your account. And she can also make this team happen for you. So I'm currently working on building this team on the Ninja account, but I wanted to show you the Phantom Shogun's Grove Stage 25 team. So this is an all-rare team. But this utilizes the 2 Cold Hearts, and I wanted to show you the builds on the Cold Hearts. So 69% crit rate, 70, right? 253% crit damage. Now the speeds are specific here, but again, you can see that low attack, right? And defense percent chest, HP percent chest on both of these Cold Hearts. Now, granted, these Cold Hearts are part of a specific speed tune, so they're not really needing to take a hit per se. But there you go. That's the now again, he has resistance, so he has almighty strength. So I can they're actually cut off the amount of damage that I can do. It's capped. But you can still see the chunks that they put in there. Insidious, I'm going for Thor on 2 out of the free-to-play and the main account. I'm not doing it on the Ninja account because I had my reasons. I made a video on it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Emic can work, but this is just an all unkillable team. Or, sorry, this is just a all rare team, is what I meant to say there. So I don't need Emic to hit a specific speed or anything, right? I can just use these guys, and I don't use them anywhere else in the game, which makes it easy. By the way, just note, Paragon's level 50 in this build. And the other thing, too, Um, I've made a video on this team before, but Gnarlhorn has no masteries. Paragon has no masteries. Reliquary Tender does have some masteries, but I think I needed masteries on her in order to hit maybe the speeds. But yeah, very, very easy to build team. I'm currently building this team on the free-to-play account, and it should be done pretty soon. I'm a little worried about hitting the speeds on the Cold Hearts. 252 and 245. I have a video on it. It's not my original team. I first heard about it from Odd One, and he got it from Hell Hades Optimizer. But it's a great team. Really, really cool. Um, the Cold Hearts are totally replaceable, by the way. Any boss killer can be used. The only thing is, again, you have to hit specific speeds, which I don't like to do with the champions that I want to use. So, like, I wouldn't want Newt in that team, because now my Newt, I can't make him faster or slower for other content type thing. We should go over to the Ninja account. I'll collect that stuff before I forget. All right. Any last questions, Umel, before I switch over to my account? Icky, if you didn't use your keys, you should still get Clash rewards, I think. I certainly could be wrong about that, though. Oh, use your normal key. Okay. Who would you say is your favorite champ in the game, non-mythical? I'm going to give you two answers. Number one, cosmetically, my favorite champion in the game is Cardiel. Best looking champion in the game. One caveat there, I am very big on armor and I'm very big on wings. I really like, I'm not religious at all, but like Tyrael from Diablo, I think is one of the coolest looking characters I've ever seen in a video game. I really like angels and lore and like, stuff about angels and winged stuff. So that's why Cardiel just hits everything. As far as favorite champion, I need a moment. Hmm. I mean, I feel like I have to go Newt. But and I do mean that. There really is no but. I really like Newt. Um I'm picking characters that I have, of course. I'm gonna go back. Harima is my favorite character that I have. I love her. I think her kit is really strong, of course, but um, I like the way the abilities look. I like the look of the character as well. Again, armor is a big thing for me. Um, so what's up, Pi? Oh shoot! Hey, Peckham, you asked me a question earlier. Let me get back to your question. You like Mithrala's looks and use as Newt? Yeah. Countess Licks. I'm not a big demonic guy though. Um, you know who's an honorable mention that I don't think a lot of people would think of is Mortu Macabre. Mortu Macabre was on my account very early. He is still like my best arena champ, which sounds crazy. Never had to put a book into him. Um, I just love what he can do with his stuff, with his kit. Obviously, I like RNG. I like RNG. I don't know if anyone ever played Hearthstone, but I used to love playing like RNG, random magic, like mage stuff. I don't know why I'm like that. I just like RNG, which is why I like Georgid a lot too on my free to play. Yeah, I think Harima is on everybody's top five. Rhodos was up there for me too. I really really like Rhodos. I got him late on my account, so there's no like personal attachment to him. As much as there is with like Mortu Macabre, I have that personal attachment because I got him very early and was able to learn how to build a Mortu Macabre go second team, which was fun. Um, and that was an original team. Like I didn't like look up how to build Mortu Macabre go second. I just built Mortu. I put him in Stone Skin, and then I gave him a tanky team around him. And I was like, go do Mortu Macabre things. Um, so Fushan has a special place in my heart because he makes my Myth Fu. I think he was one of my first legendaries too. He makes my Myth Fu unkillable team work. By the way, if you're still here, Umel, I want to show you the unkillable team because you may not be as familiar with these teams. Real quickly, I got to see if I got a Sacred Shard because that's going to be big for my account. Glycia's too much of one color. So this is a Demitha unkillable team. You've already seen some of the premise behind it. Eris, Seeker, Demitha. This can be a Deacon, but the speeds are different. Mine uses Fushan, and then this is actually my DPS, which is one thing I wanted you to understand about building an unkillable team and using a DPS for unkillable. You can't mess with their speeds. So don't use somebody you want to use elsewhere in the game. I used for a long time Mishinaki was my DPS in my unkillable team. Totally regretted that because I wanted to use him in Hydra and I couldn't because he was too slow, like far too slow. Because of the you have to hit a specific speed to make a team work for this. So I eventually switched to Farrakhan. And it was a little less damage at first, but then I built everybody up around him, and it works a lot better now. Watch it fail. So this is not a 100% team. So there you go. 50 turns like we talked about, 97 million. Nothing special, right? Nothing crazy, but it gets the job done. And that's the important part. But I also want to show you something interesting. and it's going to surprise you quite a bit. So we did 50 turns on Ultra Nightmare, and we're going to do 50 turns here on Brutal real quick. How many turns do you think I get on Hard? Anybody want to guess? You all think I'll get 50 turns on Hard? Okay. I'm going 20. I was going to say 25. Damn it. All right, I'll shut up. I legit thought I wasn't going to get 50 turns on Hard. I won't waste gems to prove my point, but on the lower difficulties of the game, speed tunes go out of sync. So I was honestly under the impression that my team would do way fewer turns. Uh because the unkillable wouldn't sync up correctly. Well, dang it. All right. All right. Bro, I just hit 97. What are you talking about? Are you asking why am I not level 100 yet? I know you're a regular Insidious, but I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody. We can certainly get one scheduled. Uh, but use the Discord to so I can get it scheduled. Hey, are you still here? Oh my god, it's so much chat. So much chat. Okay. Do 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 do. Oh, real quick, also Insidious, while I'm scrolling through chat here, I'm not reading current chat, but I wanted to say thank you for your message. It did help me. Peckham, you still here? Okay. How should I build Loki and Ninja? I mean, which sets would be good? Um, Stats over sets, but for Ninja, um, attack percent, chest, crit damage, gloves if you can make it work, or crit rate, speed on the boots, accuracy on the banner. You want to find some accuracy in the kit if you can, so he can land his abilities, but yeah, pretty much all that. And then Jane, you get to see my reaction to that sentence. Um, for Loki, speed and accuracy. That's pretty much it. Speed and accuracy. The guy asking me, Peckham, who I think they'll watch this back and hopefully get the answer if they're not here live right now. But I don't think they're probably doing the Sand Devil 25 team. because they've been a member of mine since probably longer than Ken Chan. I'm just trolling you, Ken. But yeah, no, Ken. I'm I don't play the main account anymore, man. Honestly, like I get on the main account, I do fusions, but I don't grind. Look at the gem count. Look at the silver count. Like this is all savings. I don't play this account anymore. Um, it's far enough in the end game that I can sit tight. I want to play it more. I'm very eager to get a mythical. In that video where I was complaining about that guy's comments, and you told me like so did a lot of people, but I just remember your name being like, "Hey, f that dude." um, wait, so hold on. I struggle to keep Ninja alive. He's in regen with 50k HP, 190 speed, and 300 accuracy, but still. Um, yeah, my question, Freak, was going to be if you have supports. That's the big key thing. Is you just if you don't have the supports, then lifesteal is going to be better for you than regen. But supports is really what's going to help keep your squishy nukers alive. Another honorable mention in my champions that I like is Mishinaki. I like his look, but his kit is awesome. I was about to say was awesome, but it is awesome. The counterattack mechanic, Hex, buff strip, decreased defense and decreased attack, HP burn on the A1. He was my decreased defense champion on this account for a long, long time, even in arena. Um, really, really love this dude. I pulled him right when he came out too. I don't think it was on a 10x, but it could have been. I wish they would fix this blurriness though. Like it's weird that you see the stringiness of the flames in the banners, but then it looks like a blurry mess here. But anyways. No, yeah, Ninja's not the best soloer. Saito's in Undead because when Saito came out, Shadowkin were not a faction. In fact, I would say if you're building your ninja in regeneration, you're probably just nerfing your ninja more so than you need to. He's not a good solo champion. He's not like Artak. I don't think Saito will ever get a rework or any changes to his kit because of he was one of my first legendaries too. So this is actually a real dude. So this guy's YouTube channel,
Have you ever wanted to buy a really sweet katana?
Cerberus Arms, was they went and they asked this guy to be the model for Saito. And so Saito is based on him. And kind of I'm sure there's probably he's not an exclusive like Rhonda and Ninja and Alexander, but I don't think that they would make changes to him because there may be like contractual things that are related there. You know what I'm saying? It might get them in hot water. So, Freak, the reason that Annabelle and Burengiri work so well is because they heal themselves when the bombs blow up. There's not a lot of champions out there that can survive Bommel. One other option for you, though, to consider for Bommel is Master Butcher. When attacked, heals all allies equal to the amount of damage taken. It doesn't work against bosses, but the bombs are not a boss, they're minions. So if the minions blow up, right, he heals everybody to full. So he does the Lady Annabelle effect when the bombs blow up, but to the whole team. Vogoth is an option as well if you have him, but he's an epic, a little harder to get. Master Butcher is a rare. You may or may not have one, right? Yeah, attack champions are not usually solos. You know, if you talk about solo champions, Ultimate Death Knight, defense based. Artak, HP percent based. There are some that are probably attack based, but you wouldn't build them for attack, right? So Theodore is a solo champion, but you would build him.
Shoot him, Kevin!
Super tanky. Hey, Chad, thanks for subscribing. And Theodore's more for dungeons, not really the harder bosses. I may have misread it, so feel free to tell me if I'm wrong, Ahmed, but that's how I read this kit, this ability. So Master Butcher, when attacked, heals all allies equal to the amount of damage taken. If you look him up, you'll see there are a lot of teams that use Master Butcher for Bommel. Cornelia's not bad, Freak. Best continuous heal champ? That's a unfair question because I'm not gonna like rank any of them based on their ability to continuous heal. Because my answer is Lady of Ireth, but that's because she has a cooldown reduction. Theodore's pretty much good everywhere. He's a poison damage dealer, so he can do a lot of damage. Oh, hey, while I have you guys here, Well, shit. I don't know if we're ready yet. Nah, you're good. You're good. So be careful about the husk. Husk is on my list of one of my most disappointing champions, and I know that that's gonna get me a lot of flack. But he never performed for me the way that I needed him to perform. Now that could have been the way I was building him back in the day, but um actions. Just go ahead and Okay. So Hyper, this is a team I'm working on that is like a 10-second dragon team. Dragon hard 10. This is what I'm working on the main account right now. Everybody's finally leveled, still need masteries and gear. But yeah, Theodore and Calvalax work really, really well together. Wait, what? Oh, you got me. Freak got me. I thought Jane actually left. Because you didn't update your champion. So go to your player profile and then you can edit it. Nope, that's not it. You can edit it and then you can pick the champion that you want to be in there. And you can also pick your badges and your favorite champions too. Yeah, it's part of the new update. I wonder, I don't know if I could build this team. I have enough gems, but oh, speaking of, I'm probably going to end stream here because I need to get pumping on so Dungeon Divers is almost over and I have to get a lot more points while also completing the Fire Knight. So what I'll probably do is Fire Knight until I get 2250, and then I'll do Odin the rest of the night. I'm definitely going to do Odin. 3300. I want to get that gem. But I'm almost at my goal. I'm a little low on voids. I may have spent a couple voids during the progressive. So wait, there's a progressive tomorrow, so that would be for this weekend for the Summon Rush. Yeah, that makes sense. Did they announce who's going to be in the progressive? Have you guys seen? I bet you I can find a video. Let me refresh. I bet you Nubs did a video. I saw Boozer did one. So Ancora and Sulfurion are in it. That's what everybody's putting the No, Insidious. It will not be a 2x Ancients this weekend. It's a Summon Rush. They don't do 2x during Summon Rush. So it's going to be a progressive chance. And I'm probably... If they haven't announced it yet, there's probably not what I hoped for, which was to... Oh, wait, no. That's not this one. It's the middle of next week. So I actually won't be pulling for this Summon Rush on the main account. So I'll be pulling on the free-to-play account tomorrow, and that'll be it. So let's think about who would I want. Actually makes me more interested now. So let's see if I can pull this up. I won't watch their whole video, but I'll look to see where they have the announcement. There it is. Okay, so we've got Elva, Pythion, Kaja, White Queen, Molly, Sulfurion, and Bellatar Mage Slayer, but I don't think it's worth it. Then you have Ugo, Gorgorab, Rector Drath, Godseeker, Aniri, and Ursula. I know a lot of you guys need Godseeker still. Okay, so on the main account, who of this would I want? Sorry, on the free-to-play account, who of this would I want? It's either Elva or Pythion. I do regret never getting White Queen and Korra on the free to play, so that's an option as well. It might even be that White Queen is the answer, to be honest. Sulfurion is very tempting for me to go for because I'm high on Mercy. Oh, I can't look at my Mercy right now, but I'm very high on Mercy on Voids. Not high enough, like I'm not like 199 or anything, but doesn't Ancora also cleanse though? Am I wrong about that? I know it's a single target revive, but yeah, she cleanses too. I like the cooldown reduction on the A1. Plus, we know that on the free to play, I'm gonna pull Narcissus anyways in a couple weeks, right? So might as well go ahead and get the Ancora while I'm at it. Well, I'm so upset that I have to run dungeons all day. Because I want to play Space Marine. I thought about playing Space Marine on stream for you guys, but I have some errands I have to do now too. I can run the free to play on my phone, but I still got to run the main account. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to run it on my phone. Thanks for actually reminding me about that. Because fucking RSL helper's down. I'm gonna probably have to go put this. I have to plug this in. Um, I do want to go over to the Ninja account real quick before, because I won't be able to play the Ninja account today. I had an account takeover scheduled for tonight, but they canceled. So unless Insidious wants to become a member and uh have an account takeover tonight, I don't think I'm gonna stream. Unless you guys want to watch me play Space Marine, I'm pretty confident I can stream it. I didn't experience any latency issues with it or any like frame rate issues with it last night. Hey, the free to play got a sacred. You can't really see it because it's got like that black in it, but that's a sacred shard. Oh, I already looted those rings. Okay, where did those rings, like, who got those rings? Let's find out. Dwarves and Night Revenant, of course. Insidious, you're not a member right now. You don't have a green text. I'm going to my studio. It could just be the application is wrong. I'm not trying to call you out. Yeah, I don't see your name in there, bud. It sounds like I might be doing an account takeover tonight, though. If Insidious becomes a member, we'll definitely do that. Okay. Yeah, I probably won't be playing this account at all today, which sucks because I really have been doing good about spending all my energy. All right, Insidious. Wasn't trying to troll you or anything. Just to be clear. Yeah, sorry. Freak made a good point. Roblox chat, have a great. See you soon. I thought you meant if I follow you on Discord, but I got you. Sorry, bud. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Let's see. He's messaging me. uh, I'll put it this way, guys. Keep your eyes out to see if I stream tonight. Um, I will if I can do an account takeover for Insidious. Otherwise, I'm probably gonna enjoy playing some Space Marine. Hopefully, I get Dungeon Divers done today. We've got several hours for me to run those teams. I'll just have to find something to do while that's running. Um, okay. Oh wait, what's going on? Oh, what are we up to on members, by the way? Because I know I've said some stuff. We have a lot. — 20. We're at 20 members right now. All right. Hold on. There we go. All right, I'm logging off for real now. I got so distracted that I forgot to do so. But I am going to log off, go get something to eat, and prepare for another account takeover tonight. So I will see you guys tonight. We'll do 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll see y'all then.